Hello and welcome. I'm Zilla, and welcome to Ancient Gaming, a stream series where I play various video games with ancient studies content and talk about that as I play. This week, we are playing Stray Gods, a musical role-playing game about ancient Greek mythology coming to interesting musical fruition in the modern age. I am playing blind. I've played 1 hour before, which you can see on my YouTube channel. All of my streams are uploaded to my YouTube channel afterwards, so please go check it out and anything else you like. With that, I think we'll get going. We are currently at a point in the story where a woman has died in our arms and we appear to have become the #1 suspect, and also possibly the Greek muse Calliope. So let's see what happens. Appear to be having a bit of a streaming issue. My apologies. I will just... Wonder why that's happening. There we are. Okay. Hopefully that... Yes, that looks like it fixed it. My apologies. Sometimes OBS is a little bit finicky. Let me just make sure that it came through. Yes, good. Let's check out our journal. If I can figure out how to do that. Well, there we go. So our journal appears to have characters. Oh, we get some background information on our putative friends. So one thing to note here is that the band, which we did not know before, is named Edge of Elysium. Elysium being the part of the underworld in Greek mythology reserved for the heroic dead. It's supposed to be nicer than the rest of Elysium. Still dead though. A lot of Greek literature makes it very clear that being dead sucks even if you're in Elysium. So Calliope, the woman who died in our arms. So she was one of the muses, a goddess of inspiration, not one of the Olympians, although she did live on the mountain slopes, one of Zeus's daughters, by most versions. So she seems to have passed on her godly soul to me. Hermes. Yep, that sure is the Greek psychopomp, god of messengers and swiftness and merchants and gamblers and liars and thieves and tricksters. And he showed up very briefly, was like, huh, you're in a pickle, and dumped me in a pickle. So... Oh, my mistake. I apparently have been misgendering them. As I read this, I see that Hermes is going by non-binary pronouns these days, which, good for them. Would not have been at all unheard of to be non-binary in the ancient world. Plenty of people were. They had different ways of expressing it. But just so you know, trans and non-binary people have always existed. Always. All of our history show it. Hermes seems like a kid. Looks can be deceiving. Why did they come right away? And why is it suspicious? Well, we don't know, but I suspect that anyone in that position is probably not the culprit. I am more inclined to be suspicious of the members of the chorus. Apparently this game was originally going to be named Chorus, except that a different video game came out during development that was named Chorus, and they didn't want to butt heads. Honestly, I like Stray Gods better. Maybe that's just because I think Chorus is an odd name to append to a circle of gods. But you know what? I guess that kind of makes the whole game named for the chorus, like an ancient Greek play. These are the stray gods, they make up the chorus of the show. So here's our idol, our avatar of Aphrodite. I love the look they picked for her. I love the iconography they picked for her. Glamour and presence, oh yes. So, yeah. Basically, it's fair to suspect most of these people because they just appeared and declared that I have to die. So, no thanks. Let's see. We also have Apollo's idol. So, he disagreed with the "you have to die right now" verdict vaguely. He is the god of prophecy. That's true. He does look a bit like a surfer. You know what he reminds me of most is that kind of like hippie prophet, the ones who form cults and end up getting everybody killed. So, my personal suspect. No real evidence, just my instincts. Athena. She seems like a mom, which is very funny because Athena, of course, is one of the virgin goddesses, one who never married. Now, virgin in an ancient context often just means didn't have any kids, which is extra funny because she kind of has kids. Like, the Athenians claimed to be born from sort of Athena when, well, basically Poseidon did his thing, it landed on her leg, and she wiped it off contemptuously onto the ground, and thus were born the Athenians on Athenian soil. And their claim to autochthony, or being born from their native earth, not being invaders but indigenous. This was a claim that they put up against the Spartans, who were rumored to have gotten their land by invading from the north, and that's how they subjugated the local Helot population into really terrifying version of slavery. Not that all of them aren't, but whew! Go see my Sparta video if you want to know more about that. So now she seems like a mom, but that's very deceiving, I think. They're talking about how she seems kind of like a Karen. I actually got the impression that this Athena is very easily swayed. Like, she sees the wisdom in listening to other people, but also, like, once she's there, she, like, zeroes in hardcore, and I'm not convinced that's very wise. I don't really get it, but she does seem like the kind who would smile while she smothers you with a pillow. Oh. I wanted to pull up Persephone. I love this design of Persephone. Look at that. It is a very lesbian, non-binary chic maybe. Maybe that's just me. But very glamorous. Love the suit. Love the the plant designs. As she's also the goddess of spring, coming up from the underworld in blooms. She seemed very angry, very punk. She seems really, really upset. And she seems to be the one who's supposed to be the obvious suspect, and therefore I don't think she is. So, alright. Let's move on, see what there is to see this time.
Grace?
So, Freddy's here. Calliope's not.
Grace! Hi. Hi! 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 You're kidding, right? When I came home, the door was wide open. You weren't answering your phone. Kaz and Brian are still out looking for... Grace... We thought something happened to you.
Well, it fucking did. So...
Did something happen to you?
I have no idea.
Yes, but you are seriously not gonna believe it.
Oh, one of those nights, huh? Well, it better be good.
I became a god, Freddy. For real.
Telling the truth might not
You're
actually
gone
be
all
the best
night.
idea here.
Why didn't you answer your phone? Okay, so what exactly are you the god of? Late night lattes? Skipping bad practice?
Oh, hello? Maybe with those horns I'm thinking Pan? That
Freddy?
seems important.
I need to warn you about something.
Yeah? About what? Am I gonna turn to stone? Because that's totally a god thing.
Hi there.
Yep, Pan it was.
Who is this, Grace? Why does he have horns?
Good question.
Honestly, my guess is as good as mine.
To answer your question, my dear, you see the horns because I allow you to see the horns. It's crazy.
Was he a
right?
beat poet?
As for who I am, I've been known most often as Pan. So you call me that, if you must call me anything.
Pan, of the Greek gods, Pan, right? What are you, some kind of cosplayer?
The days of idols being called gods are well behind us, I'm afraid, but I assure you, I am the real article. I've come to offer
he's
our
certainly
newest
confident.
idol a helping hand. Or perhaps two. You do look lost, don't you?
Well, we don't get a clever answer, but... I want to know
Did
if he was
Athena-
sent.
She
After
didn't say
all,
anything.
he
I
is...
kind of assumed.
That you're on your own? Yes, you'd think she'd do a better job of explaining the rules, wouldn't you? But no, I'm here of my own volition. Purely out of the kindness of my immortal heart. I assure you.
Immortal?
Sure.
Wait, who's immortal? I'm sorry. I'm
So
not
says the son of Hermes. Well,
So yeah, about that god thing, I wasn't kidding.
While also standing accused of murder. It's quite tragic.
sure. Is there any way you could explain what's going on, Grace?
not particularly.
The prohibition is against revealing the idols to the mortal world. She's not the mortal world, is she? She can be trusted, can't she?
Why do I have the feeling that I'm gonna regret not leaving with Brian and Kaz?
Oh, I can guarantee it.
Okay, Freddy, have a seat. Let's talk. That's it?
Huh? I guess. Do you believe in this, Grace?
Well, I hope it's
I'm
all
still hoping I'll wake up. This feels like one really long, really bad dream.
I don't know. Isn't it cool to be a god?
If it is, the cool part hasn't happened yet.
Well, I have a million questions, but I can ask them later. The important thing is that I am here to support my best friend.
Oh, that's so sweet. You
What
are
did I ever do to
the
deserve a
absolute
friend
best.
like you?
You sat next to me at lunch period, dummy.
Oh yeah, right.
My friendship comes with all sorts of benefits, up to and including the tracking down of supernatural killers.
Such darling camaraderie. It brings a tear to my eye. It truly does.
Speaking of killers.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You wound me, dear lady. I've come to offer advice to our newest idol, a foundling who was set adrift most cruelly.
I do want to.
So you're here purely for my sake then? Like a charity case?
My dear sweet girl, as far as you're concerned, I am the god of charity cases.
But you're not, are you? Pan
There we
was the
go.
god of lust and mischief. Doesn't sound too charitable to me.
Ah, yes. The old tales of the gods. Such antics, such fantasy. Pay them no mind.
How did you know where to find me? Or know about me at all? You said Athena didn't send you.
A little bird told me, if you must know. Very useful, those little birds.
He's not gonna tell you, Grace.
There's not much to tell. Among the idols, news travels swiftly. We are a tiny village of godly
On
busybodies.
winged feet, I'm sure.
I heard of your arrival, and I know how obtuse the chorus can be. So here I am. You're welcome.
You know, you could be the killer, for all I know.
Come to mislead you, perhaps. How fiendishly clever of me. Well called, darling.
And maybe even true.
Poor, poor Pan! To be eternally maligned and mistrusted. Alas!
Oh my
and
goodness, I
alas.
love him. I love this voice acting. Oh, it's so good.
I doubt there's a line of idols waiting to offer you advice, Grace. But whether you accept mine or not is for you to decide.
Okay, I'll bite. What's your advice? I have to admit, I don't really know where to start.
Well, I'm not normally one to run amok telling others how to live their lives. But have you considered using your powers?
Powers.
My powers.
Music, art, passion. You are the last muse, and all these are now your province.
When I was talking to Athena and the others, they all started singing. Does that mean that was me?
Let me guess. Music swelled as if from nowhere. Lips quivered, souls were laid bare.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that was you.
That's
Okay,
pretty cool power.
but how does that help me find Calliope's murderer?
Allow me to expedite the process of understanding. Now then,
I like Fred.
close your eyes. You hear that? It's coming from you. When you sing, what emotion does it summon?
I don't know.
You open your eyes, you look into the crowd, and you feel.
Powerful.
Grace, you know that you're lost now. You've been given powers you don't understand. I'm the guy who can
I
help you.
would say that Pan is the goat. Thank you,
All
Trundlebot.
that you hear is at your command.
Wait.
No, it's okay, Freddy. This is all me? What do I do?
Start singing.
Now?
Why not? Time's a wasting.
Let's roll.
How the hell did you find me?
best night I've ever had. And you say I have powers? How could this possibly turn out bad? Am I doing it now?
Brilliant.
I don't
Lost
follow.
little girl.
Are those really actual horns?
control.
And this singing is so hard to swallow.
I know.
Can you hear me, Grace? What's going
It's your
on?
song.
So sorry you had to be here for this. I'm in the dark too as you're hearing this. Like I know that I'm in full control, 'cause the words and the tunes I feel here in my soul. If this is a power, I'm not overthinking it. If this was a drink, I'd be drinking it. But someone is dead and I'm losing my head. Like the goat said, this is my time, time to shine. This is my time, time to shine.
Grace, nothing makes sense here. And won't the carpet be covered in fleece? And you said someone died here. Shouldn't we then just call the police?
Freddy, this map is uncharted. Let's hear him out. I know how you feel. Me, I'm just getting started. I wish you could feel this, it's kind of unreal.
Grace, have you gone delirious? Stranger danger could not be more serious. You've been hurt before by mysterious men. I won't let you get hurt again.
There's a good chance I could throw the both of you out. Still got no idea what all this is about. But I don't feel like an amateur wannabe. If this is a dream, then it's gonna be my time. Time to shine.
Yes.
This is my
your
time. Time to shine. I don't need either of you.
Interesting.
Well, what happens next?
How about a solo?
Grace, are you sure about this?
Yes, a solo. Do it. We got time.
No.
I never knew I had that in me.
Who's making this happen? This isn't a game.
You don't understand.
This has all gotten out of hand.
Nothing for Grace will ever be the same.
That's it, shut up. This is a wreck. If I had four hands, I'd grab you both by the neck. This is my life and it's happening to me. If we can't work this out, it's just gonna be my time. Time to shine.
Time for you to decide.
My time. Time to shine.
He's taking us both for a ride.
My time. I could go it alone. Time to shine.
Oh, what should I do? Glad I turned off timed choices. I don't know. Any votes? Phew. Okay. I can't turn my back on
Sorry to
Freddy.
break it to you, Pan, but I'm not abandoning my best friend.
That's your choice. Humdrum mortality.
How about trusting in those who love her instead of those who want to use her?
Oh my, such drama.
Such drama.
No matter how you employ it, Grace, this is the power of a muse. Drawing out that which lies within. I trust you can see how that might be useful in your investigation.
Star. Sure, let's go. Oh, I can't.
I'll make them sing a song of confession.
Exactly so.
But only if they did it, right? I draw out the truth, not make them lie or do something they wouldn't.
Oh, you would be a natural at this, I can tell. A muse does not command. She evokes. She elicits. she inspires.
That's true to
Look,
the myths.
Creepo, Grace already told you to take a hike.
Not
So she
exactly.
did. Allow me to get to the point then. For all your powers, you still need a place to begin your search. And this I can provide. An address. In the city where Calliope was staying, I do believe.
Thank you.
Her address? Thank you. That's perfect. Thank you.
Now this I consider a favor. One I hope you'll remember in future dealings.
That's perfect. We can look for clues there. What this Calliope was doing, who her enemies were.
I should remind you there is an element of danger. A killer is on the loose, no?
Then I'll definitely need backup.
You'll be fine. After all, what's a mortal to do that you cannot?
I can speak Hindi.
That's more useful
Okay, I
than
get it.
she makes it sound.
I need to find Kaz and Brian. Just tell them you're okay. If not
Yeah,
other
you'd think they
stuff.
would have done
And I
that
guess
a
I'll
few
go check
hours
this
ago.
place out on my own.
So glad that's settled. I'll let you get to it. I've drinking to resume. Ta-ta.
Oh my. Well, I'm not sure I like the way that went, but I'm not sure I liked the other way it could have gone. So, let's check out that address. Looks very fancy.
Oh, it's open. That's not a good sign.
Very fancy indeed. Pop art. The stage, of
This is
course.
Calliope's apartment? I don't know what I was expecting, but not this. Hello? Oh, sure, Grace, good job. Just announce to the killer
The
that
killer
you're
is
here.
not here.
I better have a look around.
Well, let's... Let's take a look.
Damn, look at that. That's beautiful. How do you even get one of these? After Calliope left the audition, where did she go? Did she follow me? Did she come here?
This reminds me, it has the
Did she
laurel
paint
wreath.
Looks like it belongs in a museum.
Reminds me very much of an image of Sappho. There is a... Is that a real Warhol?
Andy Warhol, yeah, that makes sense. I wonder how many celebrities she knew. Right. These aren't... Do I inherit these as the new muse? Is that even okay to ask?
Sounds nice to me. I want a drum set. If I had a place to put a drum kit, we'd totally have one in the house.
I want to believe this is just an ironic photo of Elvis and she wasn't like his muse, or...
I sure hope not. Not to my tastes. Besides, I
Giant
believe
harp.
all his
Of course
muses
there's
were
a giant
black.
harp.
The harp, the most traditional instrument in here, and a sort of modern kin to the lyre.
So many instruments in here. Did she play all of them?
Not unusual for a musician, in my experience. So let's see what's up these spiral
I don't see
stairs. Not
anything
very
useful down
accessible.
here. Maybe there's something upstairs? Grace. It's just your average, everyday
person.
There were only 3 muses, you know, not 9.
There were only 3 muses, he
Whenever they found
says,
someone who made
working
something
on
truly
an
masterful
alternate
or
tradition.
created a new art form, they'd pass on the right one, take a new name. See, that's how the mortals became confused. They got it wrong. Like they got almost everything about us wrong.
Apollo is connected to the Muses. The spring of the Muses is on Mount Piraeus. Parnassus. There we go. Right word. The same mountain where Apollo slew the giant serpent Dracon. So the hero slaying the dragon myth, which is a Proto-Indo-European myth. If you watch my videos, you can see in my background a book called How to Kill a Dragon. It's actually about that and how it persists into various Indo-European daughter branches, including Indra in Sanskrit mythology and Beowulf. They all have the same core phrase, he slew the serpent. This is one of them. So he's connected to the Muses. He's the god of light and prophecy. The Muses often serve him, or are seen in conjunction with him. And his symbol is the lyre, which was made by Hermes, but as a gift for him. So he is also the god of music, in some cases. So it seems we're doing some intentional departures here from standard Greek myth as it's understood, which makes total sense in this context. I think I did last time mention that the Muses, some sources have them as 3, some as 9. They really only get codified with specific names as 9 Muses with different realms of influence in the Library of Alexandria, which is essentially an ancient university. So that's, hundreds of years, maybe 1,000 years before these stories started out. Well, I mean, when does one start a story, I suppose? That's maybe not the best way to phrase it. But I do want to know what he's doing here.
What are you doing? Sitting here in the dark?
What does it look like I'm doing?
Preparing your villainous monologue?
I'm grieving. For a dear friend. If I may ask, how did you find this place? And what are you doing here?
Well, I do need his help.
I'm looking for help. To save my life, remember?
Yes, I should apologize for that. Our ways must seem strange to you.
Strange.
You don't need to
It's
apologize.
not the word I'd use.
You're the only one who really helped me.
It wasn't right, what they were doing.
It still isn't. I still need help.
I can't help you, Grace. I wish I could. You deserve better.
Can you tell me about Calliope? I barely knew her, but she seemed
She was a beautiful soul, if troubled.
troubled.
She thought the idols had lost their way. She argued with us, all of us, that we needed to change. We hadn't spoken in years. I hadn't seen her home before today. I'd rather not talk about it.
I'd rather you did.
This room is a mess. Did you do this?
But this? It was like this when I got here.
And you didn't think that was in the least bit strange?
I didn't think much of it. I came here to be reminded of Calliope, not to search through her things. That and
DJ Trundlebot says she has to stop being bemused before she gets a
clean it in my
demused.
place.
True enough.
So you didn't mess up the room, but someone must have. There could be a clue.
Nothing that I've seen. All this mess, as you put it, is likely the result of her projects.
Her project?
So she had ADHD.
When Calliope got an idea in her head, she would obsess over it, sometimes for months, even years. I don't know what she was involved with lately, but this... for her, this is nothing.
Why can't you help me exactly? Pan said
we're
there's
admitting
no
we met Pan now.
specific rule against it.
You've already met Pan? How odd. It's not that I'm forbidden to help you, Grace. It's that you don't want my help.
Of course I do! You have to know more than me about almost everything!
My help will only make things worse.
How is that possible? I've been sentenced to death.
And without my help, you stand a chance of avoiding that fate.
So let me get this straight. You'll speak up for me, but you won't lift a finger to help.
You don't want me to do more.
You keep saying that, but it doesn't make any sense.
Well, he is the god of prophecy.
If you didn't want to help, that'd be one thing. But insisting I don't want you to? Why not?
I can't do this.
I can see this is hard for you, I really can. But I don't understand.
You don't know what you're asking.
Do I have to beg? For whatever reason you helped me before. My life is still on the line.
Ah, here comes another song.
I haven't sung in centuries.
According to Pan, I can't force anyone to do anything.
Phantom pains from a missing friend, feeding thoughts, thoughts that never end. What did I do? What didn't I do? Here she is, only in your head. Long gone fights, but they're never dead. What did I do? What didn't I do?
What did you do? What didn't you do?
Cause and effect. The earth shook and my instinct was protect. She said, come, there's waves to ride. I stayed shut inside, and that's where she and I would disconnect. Cause and effect.
You held fast. What's that about?
Stubborn me thought I'd wait her out. Usually she'd come back to me. You see, she'd return. We'd do that old dance, knowing both there was not a chance that I would change. But she never came.
Cause and effect. There's damage even when it's indirect. Get up and join my side, or sit and let this ride. You can lose battles out of pure neglect. Cause and effect.
But I've tried.
Never with me. We haven't tried.
Then let's see.
But if it's too hard, just say
Perhaps there is some change we can effect.
That hidden voice will always play. On loop, it will always say, what did I do? What didn't I do? It's a song you can't erase, but you can make a tiny space for what you will do. Something new.
Very well, I'll help. Though I'm uncertain what you expect me to do.
Athena called you the god of prophecy, didn't she? Isn't that telling the future?
Prophecy is the last thing you need, Grace.
Why?
It'd be helpful if you could explain why, exactly. This is all new to me, remember?
Yes, of course, that's true. It's so easy to forget that. To receive a prophecy is not simply to be told what might happen, it's to be told what will happen. To know a prophecy is to be bound to its outcome. Only in ignorance is one free to choose.
That is interesting. It's not precisely contradictory with Greek mythology, although what it does remind me of something from Greek history, actually. Thucydides reports on the plague in Athens during the Peloponnesian War, when everybody is shut inside the city and gets sick because they can't, they're not having good enough sanitation and their livestock are all in there, and basically it's climate change on a small scale, and so everybody gets sick in a plague, and everybody starts talking about how there's this prophecy that's being fulfilled from the oracle at Delphi, because that actually was a real place, and they did hand out real prophecies, and they were real vague, often. And Thucydides says, now everybody was saying that, there was prophecy that there will come a great plague, but you'll note that until that time, everybody always reported it as there will come a great famine, because the words plague and famine in Greek are only one letter apart. So, the ancient Greek relationship to prophecy is an interesting one. Famously, Herodotus, another historian, reports a prophecy, that the Greeks could only drive back the Persians in the Persian Wars 100 years earlier with a wooden wall. And the Athenians were like, well, I guess we can, make a wooden wall, stakes, and, push it out past our stone wall and all that jazz to, keep the army off. And one of their generals went, wait, no. What if it's wooden ships on the sea? They were like, that's not entirely stupid, I guess. So they built a huge fleet, and in fact they did defeat the Persians at sea in the Battle of Salamis. That was sort of the major thing that drove the Persians off, and basically the Persians were like, man, this is just not worth the effort. If they'd built that wall of wood, would it still have worked? There's no knowing, but either way fulfills the prophecy, right?
What? That makes no sense. If you tell me I'm gonna fall into a hole...
Then you will.
No, but I'll just avoid holes. All holes, any hole.
And the act of trying to avoid them is what will make you fall. Worse, prophecies are never crystal clear.
Here we go.
Sometimes you won't understand the full meaning until it's too late.
Okay, is there anything you can do that isn't prophecy related?
Not directly, but yes, possibly. Come with me. There's someone I'd like you to meet.
I would, in fact, like to meet more of the people involved in these shenanigans, so that sounds good. Now that's quite a house. It's a very surfer house.
This is where you live?
Oh, yes. Sometimes. And excuse the mess. I don't get many visitors.
This really explains why you didn't notice anything at Calliope's apartment.
No. Don't hold back on my account, Grace.
You said I'm here to meet someone?
Ah, yes. Do you know what an oracle is?
I mean,
Someone who tells the future?
Not quite. They serve as a channel of sorts for my powers. This allows them to offer insight, knowledge they have no earthly means to possess. There's always been one. Over the ages, no matter where I go, one manages to find me.
Meaning there's an oracle here.
There is.
What?
I've brought someone to see you.
How many times do I have to tell you? I'm not a magic fortune cookie. Is that what Paul told you? Oracle's my handle. And even if I was the Oracle, I'm certainly not his Oracle.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Oracle.
Well, she's got better manners than the last lady you brought here. But at least that one had a casserole. Do you have a casserole?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Look, I'm sure he told you all sorts of nonsense. I use computers. I'm a hacker. That's it.
I ask very little of you, Oracle. Your help here would be appreciated.
Fine. Get your abs in a twist. Okay, so Paul brought you all this way just to see little old me. What's on your mind, sis?
alright. So, getting a closer look at Paul's jewelry here, I wanted to just take a minute. So that sun, of course, I think I mentioned last time, the symbol of Apollo, the sun, who is sometimes associated with the chariot of the sun, although sometimes that's Helios. The blue stone, it's probably lapis, which was an incredibly valuable stone, and it's pointing right at his belly button. And this is a really silly connection, I'm sorry, but I gotta get into it. So, in Delphi, the seat of the oracle in ancient times, is a stone they call the omphalos. It's probably like 8 feet tall, and it's sort of an elongated dome. It looks like an Audi belly button, and that is in fact what they call it, the omphalos. If you've heard that silly term omphaloskepsis, to stare at your navel, navel gazing. Omphalos is the Greek word for belly button, and the reason that this is there, and the reason that it's considered important, is because the Greeks thought it was the center of the earth. Like on a flat plane. And no, they did know that the earth was round, but like in a sort of metaphorical sense, in the same way that a lot of them knew that, you can climb up to the top of Mount Olympus and there aren't gods sitting on chairs up there. Like, this is a metaphorical religious thing. But it is carved with this sort of net of rope-looking things to keep it in place, to keep this being a powerful place. And Delphi was the seat of the main oracle of Apollo, and the site of the biggest set of offerings to him. I could go on about the Oracle forever, but let's actually see what happens.
So you're an oracle who uses the internet, huh?
Like I said, it's my handle. And yeah, it's a sweet setup, huh? Some of it's even legit.
The parts I purchased for her, presumably.
Bargain for, fair and square. And I keep telling you to get me an Ethernet cable.
I don't know what that is.
It's the 21st century, Paul. And your 21st century Oracle needs her some download speed, okay?
I do want to ask those questions. I don't... fine.
Do you live here?
I crash here, yeah. Better here than home.
She showed up one day, as the oracles do. Naturally, she is welcome to stay as long as she likes.
See the way he talks? I thought maybe he was a creepiverse, but nah. Paul's aight.
The highest of praise.
He'd be more alright if
This
he did
kid.
some laundry.
You see the way that she's like draped in like multiple hoods and shawls and things? I suspect that that's a nod to Greek ritual robes. And the pala, the shawl that would cover their heads. The Oracle was always a woman, but the interpreters, of course, were always men. Because the Oracle would get high on natural gas, probably, we think, and then speak in tongues.
You keep saying Paul. Do you mean Apollo?
Yeah, I know. Apollo, if that is his real name, says he's a god of prophecy, blah, 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 blah.
But you don't believe him.
Believe him? Who'd believe that? It's super weird, but he's a decent guy, so he can be Apollo if he wants, but...
Says
just
the
can't
girl who
harm
goes
it.
by Oracle.
I'm looking
Let's
for
just
information
move on.
about someone named Calliope. Can you help?
Oh, the lady from that apartment I sent Paul to. Yeah, I've been checking that out.
What did I tell you?
Sounds good.
I looked it up. You could do the same if you learn to use a computer. Here, hold up, I'll show you. There. The apartment was originally purchased
Cora.
2 years ago by a holding company, Core with a K Enterprises.
Oh,
Cora is an old name for Persephone,
I
so...
see. That would be Persephone.
Is that a
You
surprise?
weren't expecting that?
I wasn't aware Persephone and Calliope were friendly. Certainly not friendly enough for Persephone to give Calliope an apartment. The good news is that Persephone is easy to find. I can take you to her if you like.
And
I'm
will it
thinking
be
she won't be happy to see me.
Persephone is rarely happy to see anyone.
Great! We're all done now.
Thank you for your help, Oracle. Please, do try to get out from behind your screens at least once today. Perhaps go for a walk.
Love
Yeah, sure will do.
this
You tip me way out.
relationship. It's so ridiculously wholesome. Oh, it's good. The crowned skull. That makes a lot of sense. So... Oh, it's a nightclub. I see. Yes, she is Queen of the Underworld. Makes sense. Why it's a nightclub, I'm not quite sure, but let's find out. I'm gonna do one more set here and then probably pause for the day. God, that is actually a really great nightclub theme.
Welcome to the underworld.
Wow. How have I never heard of this place?
Persephone keeps it a secret, while still managing to draw a crowd every night. Don't ask me how. Here in the underworld, idols can be themselves, even if they don't look human.
Excellent.
Do you come here often?
Oh, no. Persephone and I aren't friends.
Is she friends with anyone?
Not many, no. Except Calliope, apparently. If we're to find Persephone in all this, we'll need to split up. Have you considered what you'll say to her?
Not really.
Not really. What do you suggest?
Well, if I know Persephone, and I do, she won't be up for a chat. You need to be prepared to use your powers, as you did with me. Come find me in the crown if you need anything. Otherwise, be careful, Grace.
I still don't really trust you. Oh, I don't want to talk to Hermes.
Whoa, you're here. I mean, you gotta be somewhere, but you're here.
Hello, Hermes.
Sorry about running off on you back at the thing. Didn't really have a choice, but sorry anyway.
I want to know
You're not
what
much
your
like
story
the
is,
other
kid.
idols, are you?
Idle very long, maybe like a year. I lost track. So I'm not the one to ask about the idol stuff. It's all cool, but mostly I do whatever Athena asks. Athena says one day I'll sit on the chorus. That'll be sick. Can you imagine me in charge?
No, I really can't. So, I did want to mention I don't remember if I talked about this, the marks on Hermes' sleeves. They look kind of like the caduceus, the snakes at the top of the staff. You've seen it on like ambulances and stuff. That is a symbol of Hermes. That's the staff that he holds, and it got passed on. Snakes are also a symbol of healing, so that gets used also by Asclepius, the god of healing, which is how it comes to be on our ambulances.
Wouldn't Athena still be in charge?
Yeah, you're probably right.
That doesn't bother you?
Why would it? Athena's the nicest of the bunch. She makes the best cookies.
Are you drinking a Ramune? I see the bottle going inward. I'm like, is that beer? Or is that soda? I want to
You've
know
only been an idol for a year?
their backstory.
How did that happen?
Probably same way it did with you.
Oh, the old Hermes died in your arms and then they accused you of his murder?
No. Well, yes. I mean, no, not like that. But yeah. I was there when he died. We were friends, and I was having trouble at home, and he helped me out. I miss him.
Can I ask how he died?
He didn't want to be here anymore.
You mean...
I'd rather not talk about it. I'm him now. It's all good.
When Calliope died, you were right there. Within moments. How did you know?
I told you. I got word, so I came.
But how did you get word?
Look, when an idol dies, I have to be there. So I just know. It's a Hermes thing.
But why do you need to be there?
To take them where they need to go.
To take who? Calliope?
Kinda. Look, it's between the old Hermes and me, and between me and the next Hermes. That's all I can say.
This is probably a stupid question, but... Do you know who might have killed Calliope?
Ugh, why would I know anything about that?
When you came to the apartment, it seemed like you knew her.
Oh no, I only met her once. She didn't live with the rest of the idols or hang out with us very much. She seemed nice though. Angry, maybe. But I don't know who'd want to hurt her.
How was she angry?
Pissed off. But more because she cared about everyone too much not to be.
Oh, hey, I relate to
That's
that.
what I thought anyhow. I'm probably wrong.
Oh no, the video froze. Oh, at least I hope you're getting the audio. Let me just check what's going on there. Yeah. Okay. Is that working?
Do you know if Persephone is here? I need to talk to her.
Okay, good.
Oh, you're serious. Why would you want to talk to Persephone? Nobody ever wants that.
I mean, I want
One
that.
time, I laughed too loud near her, and she threatened to ban me from the club. I don't want to be banned. I like it here.
She that
Is
bad?
Persephone really that bad? Why do the idols put up with her?
We're like family, and Persephone is that really mean aunt that nobody wants to invite.
That's totally Ramune.
I don't tell her I said that. She keeps a list. It's a thing.
Okay, forgot I asked.
Whew! Man, just the thought of talking to Persephone gives me
She's right
goosebumps.
behind you.
Blech.
Aw.
We'll see you around.
If you die, then for sure. But, don't die.
Thanks. Thanks.
As I live and breathe, if it isn't our dear muse.
Hi,
Him
Pam.
so much.
Tell me, have you decided to leave your troubles behind and join us in the land of shadows and revelry?
I should thank you for the address. It's what led me here.
No need to thank me. You'll owe me. Remember, how you managed to stir the sun god from his oh so tiresome gloom, I cannot imagine. Nicely done.
Did you know Apollo would be at that apartment?
However would I know something like that?
So, yes.
See, you play innocent, but I just don't believe you.
Flatterer.
Oh, I like him so much. I always have a soft spot for tricksters. So
I'm
what are you
guessing
up
it's a total coincidence that I'm running into you here.
It must be. The alternative would be that I knew a great many things ahead of time.
Well, did you?
Do I look like an oracle? I am here to listen to thrilling music and meet delicious people. My tastes are simple.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of simple tastes, my glass is empty again. The service here is appalling.
I assume you're a regular at this club?
And why would you assume that, dear Grace?
The horns, you. Do you know Persephone well?
There is no knowing Persephone well. She won't have it. Not anymore.
Not anymore?
Long ago, we were all very different. Over the span of ages, however, even mountains erode.
You must know why I'm here, right?
Let me guess. You seek our sweet-natured proprietress.
Sweet like a
Can you help me
pomegranate.
find her?
Earlier, I wasn't good enough, but now, I see how it is. By all means, I'd love to tell Persephone that the source of her rage has intruded on her domain.
What if I asked you really nicely and batted my eyelashes like so?
I think he'll like that.
Oh no. Not my one true weakness.
I could also flatter you, tell you how shiny your horns are.
All right, all right. Never let it be said that flattery gets one nowhere. Let me know when you're ready, and I'll take you to Persephone.
I really appreciate it.
Do keep that in mind after you've spoken to her.
Oh, that's an interesting look. Leather Daddy Eros.
Oh, hey. You're the new muse, aren't you?
I guess I am, yeah.
Aphrodite mentioned it. Didn't figure I'd see you here. Oh, excuse the manners. Name's Eros.
Ah, that symbol, it's a bow. So, the arrows of Cupid. A very stripped down form of Eros. In many versions, I was talking last time about how Aphrodite is often a generative force at the beginning of the universe. Eros actually usually comes first and brings Aphrodite into being, shall we say. But later he was subordinated to be Aphrodite's son. So let's ask
You
after
know
Aphrodite,
right? I only met her the once.
Sure, she's my mother. You know how it is.
How would I know? New here, remember?
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. I wasn't thinking. You
Don't
hear a
think he
lot
thinks
of
much.
idols talk about each other like that. Mother, brother, sister, grandfather. None of us are actually related. We just played a family for so many centuries. It may as well be true.
So Aphrodite is your mother, but not really.
That's right. A long time ago, she took care of me when I needed taking care of. The mortals, they just assumed.
Seems
These
to
days,
have a depth of
it's not like that
sorrow
anymore.
that I
We're not as
didn't
invulnerable
expect.
as we used to be. Least of all, Aphrodite.
Did you say that you're the god of sex?
Desire, really. Sensuality. Attraction. Why? We're expecting a chubby little flying baby with a bow and arrow.
I wasn't.
I actually preferred Cupid, but Pan had to be the trickster. Spread all those stupid stories.
I'm sorry.
Why? It's not your fault. Just another grudge I get to carry around forever.
The god of sex at a club. Looking for someone?
Once I might have, sure. Now I'm just here to see it happen.
See what happened?
Look out there. See all these people. The hope, the anticipation, the connections, they bounce off each other. To me, it's like lightning.
that does actually kind of sound fun.
There are worse ways to spend a night out.
I used to make it happen, you know. Mortals once begged me to make it happen, to inspire true love. But now I only inspire sex. Not the same thing.
No.
It's just as well. People should
Eros
find
was
true love
always
the hard way.
desire.
Or value it more.
Aphrodite's realm includes love.
You seem a little distracted. Is everything okay?
Of course it is. Sure. That obvious, huh? Truth is, I don't come here that often. No, it's hard to get away. I just no, never mind.
Sorry, I didn't mean to pry.
You didn't. You're the one with your life on the line. Next to that, my problems are nothing.
I'll see you around.
Count on it.
He seems nice. Okay. Let's go for the big one. Oh, he's coming with me here. I guess he is.
If you're angry with anyone, Persephone, be angry with me. It was I.
I will
Shut
deal
up,
with you
Apollo.
later. I was willing to leave you be, Grace, to wait until your guilt was certain. Yet here you are, in my domain, uninvited. Why? Are you here to beg for mercy? Are you here to challenge me? Should I be afraid?
I'm not trying to start a fight. Far from it. I came here hoping you could help me.
Help you? Perhaps you could help me instead. I'd like to understand a few things. Do you really expect us to believe that Calliope chose you? What's the real story? Did you stumble across her as she lay dying and desperate? Are you an accident? Did you learn what she was? Did you torture her, hold her at the point of death until she agreed to hand over her eidolon?
Persephone, this isn't...
You have every reason to try to prove your innocence, Grace. But I have no reason to help you.
You knew Calliope.
We all knew Calliope.
She was staying at your apartment.
You knew her. Better than I or anyone else suspected.
Are you
Butt
implying
out,
that
Apollo.
I had something to do with her death?
Prove you didn't. That's how idols work, isn't it?
Go.
You hear that? You're in my house, little muse. You want answers? Fight for them.
Okay.
A lost little girl. You shouldn't have come here. And I sure ain't in the mood to make new friends. Go home, little girl. The shadows drawing near. And you all alone, we both know how this ends.
Not all alone. Apollo won't leave me alone.
Let's see how far she bends. We all know how this ends.
Hope everyone's having a great night. I guess I'm this evening's sacrifice. But I'll see what I can do. You deserve a good show. Big hand for your usual MC. She's planned a brutal takedown just for me. Hopefully I'll last a couple rounds. You deserve a good show. I won't let you down.
My, we caught a butterfly, such a delicate thing.
Play this and find out what other songs I
What
can
a
sing.
find, I hope she doesn't mind when we pull off her wings. Maybe you don't know who I am. Maybe you don't know who I am.
Why would I come here to start a brawl? I'm just running out of time is all. If it's true that I'm just lost and small, why are you keeping your guard up?
Oh man, you stole that from Pan. What a real renegade. No you, no point of view. Kid, people have paid. Me, I've seen a whole lot of bands. I know what a song's secondhand. Maybe you don't know who I am.
Then I guess you've heard it all before. Gave it my best and then you slammed the door. Raises the question, who else you'd ignore? Stay in the dark and fight your endless war.
She just won't die.
Certain you can't be surprised anymore.
Come on, kid, scram.
You know, there's someone else that I speak for.
Still don't know who I.
Well, that gave her some pause.
Do you hear that?
Calliope. wasn't stolen like it was from me.
Let me help you.
Don't touch me. I don't need help from any of you. I was alone when you know who kidnapped and crushed all my dreams till amuse. I just want Calliope back.
Now that seed, of course, was Persephone swallowing the seeds of the pomegranate.
Your Majesty, do you understand who I am? Who I
Lyre in the background, representing Grace in the persona of Calliope. Well, Eros looks a little bit unhappy, but everybody else seems actually quite pleased.
No. No, you've earned your answers.
Promising?
Calliope came to me years ago. She'd grown tired of arguing with the idols, tired of being branded a troublemaker. She couldn't watch the idols wither away without a fight. I knew how she felt, so I gave her the apartment.
So you must know better than anyone what she's been up to.
Not exactly. Calliope and I haven't spoken for at least 2 years. After I heard the news, I went to the apartment and turned it upside down. I had to know the truth.
That was you?
I didn't find anything. Nothing to say what she had been involved with, or gotten into, or who she might have been fighting with.
So what now? Do you still think I'm guilty?
The jury's still out on whether Calliope chose you, but do I think you killed her? No.
If it wasn't Grace, that means someone else was behind Calliope's death. Someone who could keep their involvement hidden.
One of us.
Does it have to be an idol? You thought I killed Calliope. Couldn't it have been some other mortal?
Despite how he might look, it's not a simple matter to kill an idol.
It was difficult enough to believe you had done it. If another mortal killed her, they somehow escaped detection. We found nothing, no evidence of a battle.
You
I think
looked?
that's meant to be
Of course we
pomegranate
looked.
behind
What do you
her.
think was happening
Oh, no,
while you
it's
waited?
the globe, but
If Calliope was attacked elsewhere, even magic revealed no trace of it.
Wait. Did you say magic?
You can battle me through a song in a world of your own creation, and yet magic is beyond belief?
Well, sure. I just thought...
We have our powers just as you have yours.
I can grow a field of corn like nobody's business.
Some would say our
That is right,
powers
proper.
are also magic, but true magic is a different and older power. Hecate's domain.
Hecate,
And
the
it was of
goddess
no
of
use.
witchcraft and the
We shouldn't
crossroads,
rule it out.
friend of
We
Demeter,
haven't tried
Persephone's
everything yet.
mother, helped to search for her when she went missing, and an earth or chthonic goddess, like Persephone became. Hecate is theorized to have been an older conception, one of a very common around the world set of personifications of earthly, immortal, life-giving power. Later, she comes to be the goddess of witchcraft in a much more... the way we use witchcraft in English. The witches of Thessaly drawing down the moon for their rituals and to make men suffer. They thought eclipses were bad luck. placing curses on people, making people fall in love, transforming them into animals. You find all this stuff in witchcraft in the Greek and Roman, especially Roman worlds. Although, I mean, it's also associated with medicine. It was women's knowledge. You see this with, Circe Circe from the Odyssey.
Did Calliope have any enemies? The way you talk about her, she must have. What? What am I missing?
Calliope had a way of making people angry. She could be argumentative.
Yes, but enough to make enemies who wanted her dead?
Not that you or I know of, apparently, but that doesn't mean they didn't exist.
What about Athena? She seemed awfully insistent on declaring me guilty, don't you think?
Athena? No, Athena follows the rules.
Well...
Athena has one goal, and one goal only. To protect the idols. And that included Calliope. She'll eventually drive us all mad with her vigilance, but break her own rules? I don't see it.
Couldn't we go to Athena with this? If you've changed your minds and you're both part of the chorus...
Athena would be sympathetic, but... the die has been
Die has
cast.
been cast.
She won't go back on the edict,
Latin
not
phrase.
without clear evidence.
Caesarean
Oh,
phrase.
now you want evidence.
She acted on the information she had. If we want to sway her, we need something better.
What about Pan? He showed up at my place out of nowhere, right after I left the chorus.
He did what?
I have to wonder what his
That was a
angle is.
look.
He has one, that's for certain. Though I've never thought of him as a
Yeah, I
killer.
don't think Pan's the killer.
It would be too... messy.
Still, we should consider the idea. For him to show up so quickly is... odd.
I don't really want to accuse
I
them.
don't know what I'm supposed to do. You know the idols. Don't you have any ideas?
I told you I wouldn't be of much help, Grace.
Did you now? That's unsurprising. When are you ever of help to anyone but yourself?
Says the woman who forced Grace to challenge her rather than answer a simple question.
Calliope died, Apollo. Calliope,
I
who
do
came with
think
us
that
all the way
globe
from the
and
old world.
You think I don't know that?
shawl are meant to look
Are you
like a
forgetting what the
pomegranate.
muses meant to me?
Please, both of you! None of this will help Calliope. I know you both miss her. I know you cared about her, but she's not completely gone. A piece of her is in me. She came to me for help, and I don't want to die
Another
any more than she
song.
did.
I didn't expect this.
Calliope, I'm listening now.
It's a little too late,
Tell us
Paul.
what end you were doomed to.
Calliope, blinded by fire, one match did you strike that consumed you.
How could you blame her? What could she have done to earn such a fate? You are blinded.
God of the sun hides from his own eyes. What would you know about fate?
You say that you knew her, she was family to us, yet you don't hesitate to accuse her. Oh, queen without a throne, go bitter with fury. Not everyone seeks to betray you.
Stop this!
Please remember what we are here to do.
We must avenge our muse.
Apollo, your help is not needed here. Go ahead and abandon another muse.
How could you throw that gauntlet at me? Could your heart shrivel any further?
You abandoned me to
Of
a terrible fate.
You replay your injuries
It's
till
far
it's
too
too
late.
late.
You know how far I've been before I
I'm trapped.
snapped.
This is not about you. Enough! This helps no one.
There he is,
as god of the sun.
Yeah.
Apollo, for my sake, take a deep breath. I need your help, not your anger. These old wounds, they confine you. You're more than your pain.
She abandoned us.
Calliope is really interesting.
Follow him or stay.
I'm more interested in Persephone right now.
Now that Apollo isn't sucking all the oxygen out of the room, perhaps we can get somewhere.
Was all that really necessary? His reaction wasn't great, but you did provoke him.
It wasn't my finest moment, but you saw how he transformed. Apollo likes to pretend he's not the man he used to be, but behind that sad facade lurks exactly the lout I remember. I'll admit the problem you present is a sticky one. If an idol is behind Calliope's death, they're clever. I need time to formulate a plan.
You've decided to help me then? I wasn't sure you would.
Well, what should I say? That I've changed my mind? That Calliope might have chosen you after all?
No, it's just...
You have fight in you. You've taken quickly to the Muse's powers. It's possible that she saw the potential. So yes, I'll help you. If, however, this has all been a desperate deception, well, let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Well, it's not, so...
I like this better than fighting with you. Way better.
Helping you rather than wanting you dead, you mean?
You seem like a woman who gets what she wants.
These days, yes.
Then I'd really rather have you on my side.
Wise choice.
I have to ask, is Athena really not an option? She wouldn't see what you see? At all?
She might. Athena's no fool. She sees everything in terms of risk. Anything with the slightest chance of being a danger to the idols will not be tolerated.
Well, that's harsh.
You'll notice I no longer live among my fellow idols. I left, as did Calliope.
Because of Athena?
Athena is why we survived. I'll give her that. But her fears can be smothering.
What should I do while you're formulating? I don't like sitting on my hands.
Yeah, I've noticed. If you wish to keep busy, burn down the city. Start a revolution. Become a terror the likes of which mortals only dream.
Anarchy Muse!
Really?
No, Grace. Go home. Be patient. When you see me next, I'll have a better idea of what to do.
Alright. I think that's where we're going to stop for today. Oh, we're hitting Act 2, which is excellent. Thank you all so very much
Have you been waiting
for
up this
watching
whole time?
along. Do I need to let this
yeah.
play out?
A goat man sends you off into the night. Your life is on the line. And I'm gonna, what, sleep? What if you were taken prisoner, kept in a cave by a cyclops, or I don't know, turned into
Another
a tree?
Odyssey
I
reference.
was worried sick.
Okay. I'm gonna actually stop here, let the dialogue play out, but so getting kept in a cave by a cyclops is something that happened to Odysseus and his men. They came in and found a herd of sheep and wheels of cheese and feasted themselves on it, only to find out it belonged to a cyclops, a giant with one eye, who then was like, well, you ate my food, now I'm gonna eat you. Blocked off the cave entrance with a rock they couldn't lift. In order to escape, They had to blind the Cyclops and sneak out by clinging to the bellies of the sheep so that he wouldn't catch them by feel, as he took the sheep out to pasture. They had to do that by getting him drunk. He'd never had wine before, and like a barbarian, he drank the wine unmixed. They mixed their wine with water to purify the water so it was safe to drink. So when you see them drinking wine, it's usually not to drunkenness. Although, also that. Getting turned into a tree, actually a myth about Apollo and the type of lout he used to be. Probably still is. Maybe that's why I don't trust him. He once took a fancy to a nymph, Daphne, and she did not want him. He tried to chase her down, but she cried out to her father to help, and he, being a river spirit, was able to help by transforming her into a tree. She became a laurel tree, and Apollo, in his sorrow and possibly regret and or possibly arrogance, depending on the version you prefer, cut the laurel to take as part of his symbol, and that laurel wreath is what we now associate with heroism, Greek gods, and victory. So, on that poignant and somewhat ironic note, I think we're going to stop for the day. Thank you so much for watching along. If you'd like to rejoin, I will be playing more of this game, not next week, but the week following. Same cat time, same cat place. Until then, keep learning, friends.